Hello and welcome to another guitar channel. Another guitar channel is a channel for all those guitarists who cannot play the guitar, but they love to turn the knobs. And I got a warning, disclaimer at the beginning at the beginning of this video, because I need to tell you, what you have heard sometimes cannot be unheard, if you know what I mean. I'm gonna jump to my normal camera now, and we're gonna continue this beautiful test today. There was a time in the history of this continent which we call Europe, when actually there was lots of borders between the countries. It's not like now. Now we got only border with Russia, and then France got the border with United Kingdom. But there was a time when there was lots of those borders, and actually there was a border between two countries called Germany. There was East Germany on the east side of the Germany, and there was West Germany as well. And as much as the West Germany was pumped with the money from America to grow, in the same way the money from East Germany was sucked out to USSR, the country which doesn't exist anymore as well. And actually there was nothing, and the country was quite strange, and it was to be the model socialistic country in the world. And actually maybe it was even like that, but maybe it wasn't like that all the money from East Germany was sucked out to Russia, I mean SSRR, but there was lots of money from other countries like Czechoslovakia, Bulgaria, Poland, Hungary, sucked out to Russia and going to East Germany. Anyway, what the point is, there was no rock and roll there. Rock and roll was the music which was quite forbidden in this sort of countries. Of course, we had rock and roll in Poland, for example. Probably there was some rock and roll in Czech Republic as well, and in Hungary maybe the same. But it wasn't very supported by the government, so the production of guitars, the production of effects, the amplifier was very limited, and actually it wasn't the main part of the industry, because everything was based on making bombs and carabines, guns, I mean. So it was very hard to buy some stuff to play music. So there was no guitars, like I said. If the guitar were made, they had like action with 2 centimeters, and actually you cannot use them. There was no distortion pedals. There was no amplifiers, like I said. If they were, it was like a very short production, and they were quite not so good sounding and things like that. But why am I talking about this? I'm talking about that because today we're gonna jump to East Germany in some way. My friend Tim from Frederick Effects, Frederick Effects. Here is a card, so you can check all the details. And here's a funky picture as well. He is a big fan and a maniac of stuff from East Germany. So he's collecting all those Musima guitars, he's collecting all the amplifiers like Vermona and Regents, and actually things like that. I'm always laughing at him because for me it's a nightmare, and those sounds and those Musimas wasn't so bad actually, but it was hard to find them in the shops in Poland. But I'm always laughing at them because the gear from this era of the history was very unplayable, and it was a nightmare of my childhood. And it was like you saw guys in telly playing the guitar, so you wanted to become a guitarist, and then you got the electric guitar made by Polish Defil or Czech Jolana or Soviet Urals and things like that. forget about it. Or you had like a Muzima guitar. Muzima was the best actually, and then Jolana, but you got this stuff and you wanted to play, and actually it was totally unplayable and you couldn't do anything, and actually it was like, oh god, so this is what hard it is. After 90s we found out it's not so hard, and you can have a normal guitar, you know, with low action and things like that. But he's a fan of it. I don't know why, I'm always laughing at him. Recently I even got him from Poland, like old Regent amplifier, of a mono amplifier. He made some effect based on the Regent preamp. But today we're gonna listen to, I remember what I told you in the beginning, we're gonna listen to something which is called Verzerrer. Verzerrer it's called. This is Fuzz, which is based on the original, the only one, East Germany distortion made by a company called Bohm, B-O-H-M. It was called Verzerrer. I don't know if I'm saying it right. Henning needs to help us here. Henning, help us. Is it Verzerrer? Z is like C in some ways in German, isn't it? Verzerrer. And this is the effect which is based on the original East German stuff. And actually, of course, like you've seen on the picture I just showed you, the original one didn't have the knobs, so Tim just add some knobs inside of it, you know, I mean outside of it. The original one you needed like a screwdriver to fix it up. But he's using the original parts from East Germany, so the parts here, the transistors and all this stuff inside is from new old stock from East Germany. I don't know where he get them from. Maybe they were just lying on someone's attic in a way, but he made some kind of, you know, like normalization of this effect. So we got all the knobs outside, normal knobs. We can turn them, actually turn the knobs. We can tweak this effect. We got a LED light here. We got a switch here, and it looks like a normal effect. But honestly, it doesn't sound like a normal effect. It's absolutely nothing what you have heard before. Probably you might have heard it, because there are effects. It's called distortion, but it's not distortion. It's a proper fuzz effect. What's inside there? It is fuzz effect, and actually it does sound like fuzz, but it's a fuzz out of the limits, out of this planet. It doesn't really sound in any way like something which is usable for the whole album. It doesn't really sound like Jimi Hendrix's fuzz. It's dirty, it's noisy, it's unpredictable, it is totally strange. You cannot really get the clean sound to play chords, so one note is eating each other, and actually they are going with the strange interaction one with each other, and actually they're making lots of strange noises. So in the way it is quite monophonic, so against of polyphonic, you know, not always the chord will be sounding like the clean chord when you're playing it. I would rather say it's for one notes playing. I would say, I'm not saying it's unusable. I'm not saying it is something that actually you don't really need. You may need it to create one song with it, to create one sound with it which you're gonna use forever in this song, you know, to inspire you to do something else, because it's doing something else. In some way it sounds like your cable is broken, in some way it sounds like your amplifier is broken, in some way it sounds like there is lack of power as well. So it is very, very strange, and I would say it is usable in some ways for some people. If you're a fan of Sonic Youth, Smashing Pumpkins, and all this kind of sound, you may use it very well. If you are a fan of pop music, you can use it in some pop music, like I would say like Daft Punk. There's a band Daft Punk. If you want to play Daft Punk on a guitar, this effect may help you. So it is very, very strange. To be honest with you, there is 5 knobs. One is tone here, one is volume, one is input level, which is something like gain, and then you got bias, which is probably biasing the fuzz effect, and then you got this intensity. Whatever is written here, I don't know what they're doing. Because they work with each other, interact with each other. So if you turn one like this and then just turn those ones, it will change all the sounds. If you just turn this one a little bit and then work with this one, it will change all the sounds again. It's very hard to find what they doing and how they working. The tone knob as well is nothing like a normal tone knob that you know from your effects. So this effect is beautifully strange for someone who's looking for beautiful, strange sounds. It's totally unusual, and if you're looking for something unusual, it is for you. So that's what it is. It is quite creative, but from other hand, I think you can use it only once. Maybe at the last song of the concert, and then people go and they will stay with this sound forever in their heads. Well made, of course, like all the Frederick Effects. You know, it's like it's a proper stuff. So it resembles the old logo as well from the original one, and actually it is very, very nice. Just listen to it. I've recorded it using 2 instruments. One was this guitar here. No, not that one. One was this guitar, Yamaha RGX-A2. I know that Tim likes this guitar, so I've used it. Because my switch here has got broken, I'm only using this pickup. For a while I've used, before I started recording, for a while I've used that one here, and it sounds completely different. It reads the neck pickup completely different, but in some way in the test I'm only using this pickup today. And then we got another guitar, which is quite a cheap instrument, but going back to the time when I couldn't buy a cheap good instrument, I would recommend you to buy this Dean Vendetta 10. I swapped pickup here. It's EMG 81 active pickup, so high output, and I was looking for the metal sound going out of this effect. Absolutely no metal sound, so it's not for metal music. It is for grunge, for pop, for strange noises, for experimental stuff. The amplifier I've used is the one here, standing here. It's called Mad Dog Prince 15, and it's made in Poland, democratic Poland, not the People's Democratic Poland. Now we jump in to the effect. The whole thing is recorded. I mean, the effect is recorded with this camera, Zoom Q4. So thanks God for the time we're living in, and thanks God that actually we got lots of nice stuff we could use. If you like the video, you know what to do. Bye.